Alright, we're recording more videos today. And before we get into the game we're going to play, I thought we would do a little rundown of what games we have. And seriously, if anyone requests anything on any of these, we'll do it because we really have no fans. So throw out your suggestions. Let's see. We have MotorStorm RC, not a bad game. Fun little title for all you out there. Shift 2, which sucks. Shank 2, which also sucks because it's from the blight of gaming, Electronic Arts, which, not to go on a little rant here, but fuck Electronic Arts, fuck their families, and fuck anyone that's even like their products. Yeah, eat a dick if you like Electronic Arts. They're horrible and they're ruining games. Mass Effect 3 is a perfect example. They took goddamn BioWare and made BioWare suck. God damn it. Inferno Pool, not that great.
Oh,
confusing. Mercury HG, a fucking great puzzle game. We'll probably show you at some point because it's kind of neat. Hamster Ball, sounds retarded, actually difficult and infuriating. Dungeon Hunter, nice little Diablo clone. Not the best Diablo clone, but not bad. Battle Fantasia, rather unique fighting game, RPG, hybrid thing. Okay. We have X-Men the arcade game, one of my personal favorites from childhood. Fatal Inertia, racing game. I would recommend it for anybody out there that's got a couple bucks. Street Fighter sucks. We both suck at it. This is Frank talking, by the way, if you couldn't tell from the horrible accent. Super Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars, the greatest game I've ever got for free from the PlayStation Corporation. Game is fucking awesome, and you all need to play it. And we got the Sega collection here for anybody that wants anything old school. Streets of Rage, Sonic, Altered Beast. We have the Simpsons arcade game, which probably was up there with the Ninja Turtles arcade game and Aerosmith Project X for amount of quarters spent by me as a child. Spent $45 to beat Aerosmith Project X one day. Damn proud of it. It's $15 cheaper than a regular game. Beat Hazard Ultra. Must have for anybody that has a fucking PS3 and $10 to spare. Think fucking, what, Galaga with like your own music.
Yeah, it's like Galaga meets Asteroids meets like a warehouse raid. It's amazing.
It's what I would imagine a giant rave in space would look somewhat like.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of random mini games.
Oh, you got Farm Frenzy, huh?
Yeah, not really that good. That game's not bad. You kind of run away from shit.
Okay.
It's alright. Oh, nice Project 1942-esque shooter. Not bad game.
That would be cool.
I don't know how to describe Orbit. It's not horrible. It's a decent game. It's kind of weird. Resident Evil 2. Silent Hill, which we've posted videos for before. I have most of the Final Fantasies from the early days. Let's see, there's 5. We have Ark the Lad. We have Parasite Eve. We have Chrono Cross. Pretty much if Square Enix slapped their logo cock on it, I own it. The original Parasite Eve. Theme Hospital. Good game. Harvest Moon, the greatest stoner game ever invented, because I don't know about you guys, but when I get really high, I can tolerate spending 2 hours rotating crops and fucking watering shit. I don't know why. Don't want a podcast, good times. The original Suikoden, which anyone that's played the later games, this one is actually pretty good too. Tons of characters for a PlayStation game. I think it's well over 100, and most of them are actually fairly unique, which is an achievement for the size they had to work with. Twisted Metal 2, of course, the classic.
Yes.
Breath of Fire 4, which I haven't actually finished, but I enjoyed Breath of Fire 3, and we'll probably get around to beating 4 eventually. Actually, I like all the Breath of Fire games, even though some of them are kind of weird. Vagrant Story, a game that I cannot beat and have no fucking idea how to beat. Made it through a decent little chunk of the game, ran into a dead dragon that I've tried 6 different weapon types on, none of which work, and there's nowhere else to go, so yeah. Xenogears. If you're an old school RPG fan and you haven't played Xenogears, it's a Square game. I don't really know. Did you play Xenogears as a kid?
Yeah.
Think a Square game with a lot more mature kind of subject matter than usually gets by American censors.
Yeah. That's
I mean, the general gist of the game is you're going to kill God. Not some like little figurative godhead. No. God. And you're going to use a giant mech to do it. Grandia, one of the most underappreciated fucking games in the history of the PlayStation 1. Grandia is a must goddamn have. If you have $6, you need to go spend it on this game. Love this game. Great characters. It's funny. It's long. It's fucking play Grandia. It's up there with Thousand Arms. I think it was called Thousand Arms.
Yeah, Thousand Arms.
Yeah, for like most underappreciated RPGs. Which, if they ever release Thousand Arms in the store, we will do a full playthrough because I love Thousand Arms. Just because, like, the random mix of RPG and, like, dating sim and... It's really what the game is. It's like a dating sim combined with an RPG, but it's great. Like, your main bad guy's like this random gay guy.
Sounds like it's what Persona had to base itself off of.
Pretty much. Like, it's really cool. A lot of voice acting. Really, really good game. Final Fantasy Tactics. Probably not going to make a lot of people happy. Do not like this game.
Oh.
It's boring. It's repetitive.
It's better than 7.
And basically, you end up building your characters pretty much the same way. Everyone's going to get, like, two-handed shit from the ninja and, like, combine it with, like, multiple attacks. This is just a lot of grinding. People love this game. I don't.
It's pretty fun.
I don't like... It's by far my least favorite PS1 Final Fantasy.
Oh, yes.
Final Fantasy IX.
Yes.
Another amazing game.
And everyone hated on it, too.
I can kind of see why, because they kind of went kind of a more realistic route with 7 and 8, and then it was cartoon little-tailed motherfuckers.
Yeah, but
I can
you
see
look
the
at
backlash.
7 and it's almost the same thing as far as the way the characters look and I
If
think
9
I
came
like
out
the story better than 7's by a lot.
If 9 had came out before 7 or 8, I think it would have got a better reception.
Yeah, probably.
But I think 8 was really what kind of changed the series for good. And 9 was more like a Super Nintendo throwback in terms of characters and kind of lighthearted story. Whereas 7 and 8 got
But that's
really
something
fucking...
I guess it's just because it's something that I missed with 7. Like, 7 was okay. I will never give it that it was the best Final Fantasy. 8 was great.
In my opinion, 8 is the best.
But
and
just
no one agrees with
that. Just to come
that.
from playing all like the lighthearted story type of like through the first few Final Fantasies, it was really nice to play something like that again.
Yeah. 7. While I will agree with Zach, it's not the best Final Fantasy. It's a must play for any RPG fan. The characters are memorable. It has probably the most memorable cutscene in the history of all Final Fantasies, I would say.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I really couldn't think of any that would be more well-known than...
Is that the one that had Bahamut, like, just completely destroying that entire city?
No. I'm talking about the one at the end of Disc 1.
I like the Bahamut and fucking, what is it, Alexander, like, trying to protect...
Oh, and 9,
that whole cutscene was insane.
Well, I mean, there's good ones. I mean, the Firefly scene in 10 was good. 8 had a couple fucking amazing cutscenes.
Yeah, it did. They did a good job.
10 2, as much as people give it shit, the fucking scene in the Thunder Plains is...
So, oddly enough, 8 was the one that, like, really hooked me to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I played 8 before I played 7. I loved 8. Like, the story, the characters, like...
The fucking
everything.
card game.
Yes, the card game.
That card game was...
Wild Arms 2... This is one of my favorite games as a kid.
Never played it.
But it does not hold up. Like... The story is still good, the basic gameplay is still good, but it's so basic, it's very hard to navigate. Like, the menus and just overall setup. And then, of course, my favorite fucking PlayStation 1 game of all time, Final Fantasy VIII. Great characters, awesome story, just the best complete game.
Your favorite PlayStation 1 game, huh?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Ooh.
But...
Man, I would have to... Well, shit. I would put that up there right with definitely Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk 4 was up there for one of my favorite PlayStation.
I didn't really play Tony Hawk until like the PS2
that
ones.
was a PS2 game. The first few Tony Hawks were good.
I just love 8. The cutscenes are good. The story's good.
I'd say it was the best RPG on PlayStation 1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not even a
Well,
question.
actually, I don't know. Legend of Dragoon.
Well, they
that's
haven't
a big
released that
argument
one yet, which I want. That's like the one RPG. That and Thousand Arms need to be released on the PlayStation Store. But that's basically just a tour of what we have. If there's anything anyone would like to see play through, give us a subscribe, and we will play through the fucking game.
Yeah,
we'll even say your fucking
you have
name.
To wait a month until we get through Resident Evil 2.
About you ruined the reveal. Way to go.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back with Resident Evil